Most founder dads think that their biggest problem is time, but it's not. Your real problem is identity because you didn't just build a business that depends on you, you became a man who needs to be dependent on. And that's where everything starts to go wrong. Now, here's what life looks like in real life. You're over involved in everything. You're always needed, always on call. Every decision runs through you. Every problem lands on your desk. And even when you say that you want freedom, part of you still fights hard at letting go because being needed feels incredible. It feels like value, like importance, like proof that what you've built actually matters. And people will come to you for answers. Problems get solved because you show up. Revenue moves because you were there. And over time, the reward gets hardwired into who you think you are. High performing men are especially vulnerable to this trap because for years you were rewarded for solving more, producing more, caring more, rescuing more, and that's what built your business. But it also built a version of you that quietly believes if I'm not in the middle of everything, it all falls apart. And you might not say that out loud, but you live like it's true. You check your phone during dinner. You stay mentally plugged in during conversations. You step back into things that you already delegated, and you keep carrying weight that nobody should still need you to carry. And that's not workload, that's identity. Work keeps winning because work rewards this version of you. At work, everything is clear. You're respected. You're needed. There's immediate feedback, and you know what you want. At home, it's slower. It's softer. It's less measurable. Nobody claps because you listened well at dinner, and there's no dashboard showing you the ROI of being emotionally available. So when life gets intense, you drift towards the place where you feel most competent. Back to work. Back to problems you know how to solve. Back to the environment where your identity feels strongest. Now, that doesn't make you cold. It makes you unexamined. And here's where the whole thing flips. Being needed is not the same as leading. If everything depends on you, you're not leading. You're trapped in the center of the system. And worse, you're training everyone around you to depend on your involvement instead of your leadership. And when you stay at the center, your team escalates everything. Your business can't improve without you. It doesn't move anywhere, and your family gets whatever's left after the machine has consumed your attention. Now, that's the real cost of the identity trap. Not just your time, but your presence. Stepping back feels hard because it feels like a loss, less control, less certainty, less proof that you matter, less access to the role that has been reinforcing your identity for years. And the disconnect is real because it doesn't mean stepping back is wrong. It usually means freedom is threatening the old version of you. And this is the question most men avoid like death. Now, if you're not solving one thing, you're not solving everything. If you're not the one everybody turns to, if you're not the center of the system, who are you? That question stops most men cold because for years they've built their identity around being the answer. So the shift is from hero to builder, from the man that everything depends on to the man who builds people, systems, standards that do not need him in the center. That is not becoming less important. That's becoming free. Something has to die here. Not your ambition, not your strength, not your work ethic, the version of you that still needs to be in everything. The rescuer, the hero, the man at the center of every decision, problem, and outcome. That version got you here, but it can't protect what matters most going forward. Your new metric becomes brutally simple. Not how needed you are, how well things work without you. That's the beginning of real leadership, and it is the only path to real presence. Real leadership looks like ownership, standards, decision rights, trust, system. It looks like carrying weight without routing everything back to you. It looks like a business that moves because of your leadership, not because of your constant availability. Your kids don't need a hero at work. They need a father who's actually present at home. Your wife doesn't need a man who's endlessly needed in the marketplace. She needs a man who's available in the relationship. Those are not the same thing, and most men spend years confusing them. Start here. Notice where your step in unnecessarily. The extra answer, the extra approval, the extra rescue, the extra override. Those moments reveal where your identity is still attached to being needed. Run a simple experiment this week. Pick one area where you'd normally jump in and step back. Let somebody else carry it. Let the outcome become imperfect. Feel the discomfort and don't obey it. That's where the identity starts loosening. Run a 7-day identity shift. Day 1, notice where you're still needed. Day 2, don't rescue at all. Day 3, ask instead of answer. Day 4, let them own a decision. Day 5, redirect that energy back to home. Day 6, repeat the experiment. And day 7, reflect on where the pull was strongest. This is the whole issue. You cannot be fully present at home while staying central to everything at work. And at some point, you have to choose what version of leadership you're going to live in. And that choice will determine whether your family gets your presence or just your leftovers. If this hit something real for you, don't just watch this and move on. Go get the book. It's called Before They Stop Asking, and it goes much deeper into this shift. Start at beforetheystopasking.com/book. And in the next video, we're going to go into why men can feel this deeply, mean it sincerely, and still slip back into the same exact pattern once the pressure hits again. Now, I'll see you on the next video.